Good day, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. Currently watching a 12 Whiskey or Fanapi moving to the west, approximately about 10 knots, making landfall this morning, actually right around 02 to 03 Zulu in Fijian. That's approximately 360 kilometers to the northeast of Hong Kong. Expecting max winds at landfall right around 70, gusting up to 85 knots. So still typhoon strength right at landfall here. A good thing it did weaken much over Taiwan before landfall, so the possibility of storm surge is much weaker right now. Still the high chance of lots of precipitation out of this system over the next 24 hours as it moves west along the southern periphery of the subtropical ridge. When we say subtropical ridge, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it on this satellite picture. You actually just clearly see it by lots of basically clear skies just to the north here. It's indicating high pressure, and a very strong high pressure has been holding in place over here, basically formed up behind the last baroclinic low move over to the Japan over the last 48 hours. So strong high pressure is just keeping us south and moving it due west. It's going to be moving north of Hong Kong. Max sustained winds forecasted by the Hong Kong Observatory, looking right around 30 to 40 knots. Still expecting some funneling areas, though, between buildings and between a few mountains there in Hong Kong. We could see some funneling winds, possibly gusting up to strong tropical storm force winds. So something just to note in that area. Also still have the high possibility of flooding. Right now, still looking for the most of the convection still has not quite made landfall over China. The northern periphery was mainly disrupted by Taiwan here, and also basically you're seeing most of the moisture being picked up over the South China Sea right in here, and this is moving to the west, but still we're seeing that cyclonic rotation. So basically moisture is being picked up here just south of Hong Kong and wrapping around. So over the next 24 hours, you're going to see right around Fijian, you're going to see more moisture actually come ashore as this system moves to the west with this overall southern periphery convection that starts to make landfall. Hong Kong, you're also going to see a lot of this moisture as the overall system starts to move west as well, with the warmer waters feeding this area right down in here. And actually daytime heating is also it's associated with this enhanced convection out of this. So definitely still, you're not, if you think you've seen the worst of it just yet, no, it's still coming. So just keep that in mind over the next 24 hours. There's the current radar out of the Hong Kong Observatory at 02 Zulu, showing most of the precipitation still to your east there, but this is going to continue to track west over the next several hours as the system makes landfall. So definitely not out of the woods yet, or not even into the woods quite yet out of the system. And I'll also move back to a satellite picture here. China does have some radars right along the coast here in Fijian, but unfortunately they don't have any backdrops, so it's very hard to use this for briefing purposes. If anybody can help me with that, by the way, if you know how to put a backdrop on China's radar, please let me know, because I'm basically browsing around a site that I don't understand any of it. And moving over to Taiwan's radar, still showing abundant of precipitation in the southwestern periphery. Also still seeing some winds down in there, gusting up to tropical storm strength winds right in this area in here. Also still have some outer rain bands out here over the east of Taiwan here. A lot of thunderstorm cells right in here. You can see these darker areas of red indicating the higher tops and thunderstorm activity. Possible tornadic activity actually with these outer rain bands. So just something to know along the eastern side of Taiwan here. You still have that possibility of thunderstorms, and when these thunderstorms start to collapse, you still have the possibility of outflow out of them with winds gusting up to about 30 to 40 knots. So something to note. Also in the mountain areas in here, know there was a lot of evacuations yesterday. Actually, about 10,000 people were evacuated. That's pretty good news. Still have the chance of funneling winds through these areas, and overall in the entire island, very mountainous. So funneling winds is definitely the highest possibility. This could increase winds. Also, you have the chance of a katabatic winds on downslope side on the western periphery of the island here. Still a chance of increasing winds. All local effects, but overall the synoptic scale should be starting to calm down here, except into the southwestern periphery, where you're still seeing some tropical storm force winds down in that area. And here's the official track from JTWC. Warning number 21, the storm has been around for a while now. Max winds currently about 70, gusting up to 85 knots. We're going to see this gradually dissipate due to the land interaction over China over the next 24 hours, eventually down to a tropical depression. As already noted, moving just to the north of Hong Kong, so only going to see very weak tropical storm force winds at the most down here in Hong Kong. But throughout the rest of this entire area, the highest probability is flooding. You're definitely going to have to watch that closely closely. A lot of the rivers in here are already at flood level, so I have to keep a close eye on this. And now moving out to the rest of the Western Pacific, we have been watching this invest area over the past 24 hours. JMA still has not warned on it, and JTWC did put out a TCFA, but they have not warned on it yet, and it's looking like it's not getting its organization together quite yet. So I wouldn't expect them to extend this TCFA over the next several hours, but at 03 Zulu, just make sure you check JTWC and see if they did extend it. But right now, it looks like it's probably going to end up being cannexed. Also watching another area of convection down here near Palau. Looks like just a easterly wave right now, but something to watch. Have some vorticity, positive vorticity in that area. It is in an area of low vertical wind shear. So these two areas right in here definitely need to watch over the next 24 to 48 hours as possibility of development. But this one right in here still looks like it's going to end up tracking to the northwest, getting picked up by an upper level trough here, moving off of a Honshu in the northern Pacific and swinging out to the northeast. So hopefully should stay away from any major population. And overall, though, all eyes still on 12 whiskey. And about that invest, though, basically this is looking at streamline analysis, and with streamline analysis, you want to look at the background flow with this area of system. As in 12 whiskey here, the overall background flow, if you're looking at it, is moving basically to the west. You see over here is all moving to the west, and on this side is moving to the west. Don't look at the actual analysis around the storm itself, because that's actually being affected by the storm. Now, if we go over to this invest area right in here, just to the northeast of Saipan, the overall background flow is moving around the Westpac high out here, basically an anticyclonic area. So looks like it's going to end up drifting to the north and off to the northeast. So as far as Japan being worried about this, I wouldn't vary so much. It looks like it's just going to end up remaining out well out to sea here over the next 72 hours. And here's a video out of Taiwan showing typhoon strength winds basically at the peak of the storm. Looks very life-threatening, and actually there was 3 reports of deaths on the island. One was an older lady, about 76 years old, that ended up drowning, and the other 2 were actually teenagers. One female ended up jumping into, or not jumping, falling into some water, and the other 2 males ended up following her in. Only one was able to end up making out alive, with another one actually dying. So it just basically shows while these events are going on, try to remain away from flooded canals and non-such. Even though we are all curious going on, because that was 2 deaths that could have been easily prevented, with the female and one of the males dying or drowning in this flooded area. So also lots of reports of injuries. Approximately right around 100 at this time throughout Taiwan, and down power lines and non-such, basically typical typhoon events, damage events coming out of this. Also got some reports from locals from the area of flooding and non-such, and as you can see in this video right here, some pretty severe flooding. I do want to go ahead and thank the people that did upload these videos. If you do see your video on this update right now, though, please let me know. I don't want to take credit for your videos at all. So basically, I just went through YouTube and just screen captured them. So just to show some of these damage and basically what the typhoon looked like at max intensity. So thank you very much for that. But that's all for right now, everybody. Have another update later this evening. So thank you very much for listening to WesternPacificWeather.com right now, and have a great day. Stay safe there in China, and hopefully get some reports out later today. So thank you very much. Bye.